After an unexpected turn of events, some of the scheduled NBA games got postponed. I guess that was just a reminder of how much 2020 has sucked so far. Thank God the season resumed tonight, and we now know both playoff pairs in the East. Miami, after sweeping Indiana, had clinched their spot for a moment now, but while everyone kinda knew who they were gonna face in the next round, we didn't know it officially until now. The Milwaukee Bucks just beat the Orlando Magic for the 4th time in 5 games, and now will move on to face the Miami Heat. Hey everyone, this is Purple Prince, and let's look at the second Eastern Conference semifinals matchup between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. I predicted both teams would come out of the first round. For Milwaukee, I thought they would sweep Orlando, but in a good fashion, they lost Game 1. For the rest of the series, it was pretty clear who was the better team, and even though Orlando battled hard, they had no shot, so it was a gentleman's sweep 4-1 in favor of the Bucks. For Miami, I thought the series would be close, and the games were pretty close, but Miami won all 4 games, so they were the ones to complete the sweep. My prediction was that Miami would take the series, but I gave Indiana 2 games. Well, they didn't get them. First, let's get into the Bucks squad. The Bucks had a pretty rough start to the bubble. They lost 5 out of 8 seeding games in the bubble and lost their first playoff game as well. In the end, they got back to their groove. For the series, their best player was obviously Giannis. He averaged 30.6 points and 16 rebounds. Yeah, I agree, a ridiculous stat line. But after Giannis, it gets a bit murky. Middleton averaged just 15 points, Brook Lopez 14.5, Bledsoe 11.6 points. They have a clear-cut leader, and then there's a big drop-off. Collectively as a team, Milwaukee averaged 116.2 points, the 5th best offense in the playoffs so far. They allowed their opponents, the Orlando Magic, to score 107 points on average, also the 5th best result. Offensively, the Bucks connected on 48.2% of their field goals, 5th best so far, and 38.3% of their threes, the 7th best result. They were a top 3 rebounding team. The Bucks are 4th best in opponents' field goal percentage and 10th in opponents' 3-point percentage. As for Miami, they had their own struggles in the bubble, also losing 5 out of 8 seeding games, but in the first round of the playoffs, they were great. Their first round series was a great team effort. You had your leader in Jimmy Butler, but everyone contributed. Their leading scorer was Goran Dragic, leading rebounder, no surprise there, Bam Adebayo, and he was also their leading passer. In total, they played 10 guys for more than 10 minutes per game, and 5 players averaged more than 12.5 points per game. Collectively, as a team, they averaged 111.3 points per game while allowing just 100.8. Offensively, they connected on 46.4% of their field goals, the 8th best result so far in the playoffs. They are 5th best in 3-point percentage, connecting on 39.1% of their long-distance attempts, and they are a top 6 rebounding team as well. Currently, amongst all the playoff teams, the Heat has the 2nd best defense when it comes to opponents' points per game. And yes, you can say they had a favorable matchup since Indiana has never been known for their offense, but still, a stat is a stat. During the regular season, Milwaukee and Miami met 3 times, with Milwaukee losing 2 of those meetings. Here's a funny stat. In 3 meetings against Miami, Giannis hasn't hit a 3-pointer. Like, at all. 0 for 13 from long range. And that will be a big key to the series. Thank God none of the team's players carry any serious injuries we should be worried about, so this should be a series with both teams being at full strength. So let's look at the Bucks. We know who's their best player. It's Giannis, obviously. But there's one big flaw in his game, and that's outside shooting. First of all, let's be completely clear. Even with all of his limitations, he's still borderline unstoppable. But if you can pack the paint and don't let him slip by so easily, Bucks are in for some real trouble. He did shot 38.4% from the 3 against Orlando, but that's Orlando, the 23rd best team at guarding the 3-point line from the regular season. Miami was 6th best. That's the first key to the series. Giannis is a 28% career shooter from the deep. He started to shoot more threes and this year has connected on 30.4% of his 3-point looks, but that's still not that good and can't be considered a weakness. And as I said in the beginning, in 3 games against Miami, he shot 0 for 13 from the deep. So their defense on Giannis is the one thing Miami definitely can take and apply to this playoff series. Then you have Chris Middleton, who's kinda good, but then some games he's not, even though he was an all-star. I don't consider him as one of the top players. He lacks consistency. In the Magic series, Middleton averages 15 points per game. Not all-star level for sure. He will need to be better against Miami, or else this season could end up a disappointment for the Bucks. One player I'm thinking about is Eric Bledsoe. Is he even playing? Is he? Oh right, that's the dude who averages just under 12 points per game and shoots 27% from the 3. Now he definitely has to be better. He has been noticeably awful for a lot of playoff runs. Remember how several years ago we talked about Bledsoe as this great up-and-coming point guard who could be a star? Yeah, me neither. And the Bucks also have some good role players. Brook Lopez will have a great game, I'm sure. Kyle Korver will hit some threes, so will George Hill. But it starts with these three. On Miami's side, you have a leader in Jimmy Butler. He was Miami's leader on both ends of the floor against the Pacers as well. He's been that for the whole season. You can count on him to get a clutch basket as well. But somebody else was on fire against the Pacers, and that man was Goran Dragic. He just hit another gear. He was Miami's best scorer and averaged 22.8 points on 48% shooting from the field and 41.4% from the 3. He will match up against Eric Bledsoe, and if both played like they did in the first round, that's a big advantage for Miami. And don't forget about another all-star in Bam Adebayo. He'll be crucial in guarding the paint against Giannis. Miami's three-point shooting could be a big problem for the Bucks. Dragic, Butler, Hero, Robinson, Crowder, Nunn, even Iguodala and Olynyk to some extent, all can be very successful from the 3. And Milwaukee's just about the middle of the pack when it comes to guarding the three-point line. The Miami Heat will need to play elite defense against the Bucks, and they're capable of doing that, but so are the Bucks. This should be a long series. Giannis will get his numbers, but he won't be as effective as he's used to be. He'll have to shoot more from the outside and won't connect on the majority of those attempts. The Heat will have more chances. With all the extra time, I think Miami will have a great game plan against Giannis, and that will set up the downfall for the Bucks. I think Middleton will be better, but Bledsoe won't. Dragic will outplay him, and all the other role players on the Heat will hit their three-pointers when it matters. I think Miami has all the tools and the perfect game plan to beat the Bucks in a 7-game series. I think I might be going with my heart here, but I predict that Miami Heat wins the series in 7 games. Yes, I did it. Bucks have the best player, but the Heat have the better role players. They can hit on the Bucks' weaknesses, and they will. So that is my prediction for the series. What is your prediction? Please leave a comment of your prediction down below, and please tell me who will win and why. Can the Heat really upset the Bucks, or am I alone on this boat? Please leave a like, share, and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.